Welcome in one and all to the first edition of the 3 Tech Ledger. The Ledger is our gambling game that we are running this year between the three of us. And guys, I'm really excited to go back and forth with y'all this year. We're changing things up a little bit. If you followed along last year, it was, friendly wagers here and there, picking against one another and really just having the spread involved. And did we get the spread right? Did we not get the spread right? And Mitch was in the lab and came up with this awesome idea that I think you guys are going to really like following along with this year. We're bringing actual nuggy amounts into it. We'll just call it that for lack of financial advice disclaimers. But we are each going to get 100 nuggies each week, and we will divvy those up on up to 5 bets. So we are starting with week 0, and all of us have between 3 and 4 bets we have found this week. I'll be keeping track of everything. I will be updating the standings weekly so you guys can follow along right here. Garrett's going to do a playlist where you can just click through week by week and see how we did and probably laugh at us along the way, to be honest, based on all 3 of our track records and actual nuggies are on the line. So, Mitch, we'll start with you, man. You are doing a couple interesting takes here. I really like your last one as kind of a guarantee, but on the small slate for week 0, obviously not as many options. Take us through what you got this week.
Yeah, so 3 bets this week. I think you mentioned it. Up to 5 bets for each of us to distribute our 100 nuggies each and every week. So I've got 3 bets. We'll keep it very simple, and we'll put the graphic out on. Typically, the graphics will be out on YouTube. They might even be up on the video stream. This is a YouTube exclusive. But number 1, we're going with the first game that anybody really cares about. It actually might be the first game of the day. I can't remember if there's a game before it.
Yep, 1:30 kickoff.
Yeah, and Navy versus Notre Dame. Gentlemen, of course, America's greatest export. The triple option goes overseas. We have to wager on it. I'm going to take the over in this game. The over set at 49 right now. I'm going to wager 20 nuggets to win 18-18. The odds are at minus 110, courtesy of my bookie. Listen, typically with the triple option team, I feel like you go the under a lot of the time, but I don't know that Navy, especially with the new clock rules, if they're going to be able to run out the clock, really shorten the game. Sam Hartman's going to be just dropping dimes all over our national defense, which is not great for the military, unfortunately. But, if it was Air Force, maybe we're a little bit more hopeful about the anti-air defenses, but we're on boats right now, and the Naval Academy might have to paddle back across from Ireland after they get beat by the Catholics. So we're going to go over 49. Like I mentioned, 20 nuggets on that bet. Second one, we're going with the Ohio Bobcats, who are coming off of tied for the best season in program history. They went 10-4 last year. Curtis Rourke was MAC Player of the Year, and that was despite having a season-ending ACL injury in November. He literally won the award on the injured list. Ohio's back, baby. They're coming back. I really like their chances to try and chase a MAC title this year. They haven't won one since 1968, I believe. They get off to a strong start against San Diego State. I'm going to wager 40 nuggies for Ohio to beat San Diego State on the money line. That's plus 112. And then I'm going to go New Mexico State over UMass. Listen, the Aggies of any kind are near and dear to my heart. UMass is UMass. They stink, and New Mexico State won a bowl game last year, allegedly. So I'm going to go New Mexico State over UMass, and I'm actually going to parlay that with Vandy over Hawaii. New Mexico State's minus 265 on the money line. Vandy is minus 900. We're going to wager 40 nuggies there to win 21-83.
We joked off camera. Do you want USC minus 10,000 to get your extra 60 or not cents?
You know what? Sure.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and add USC. I forgot to add that in the run sheet. So sure, let's parlay USC's like minus $1 million or whatever to beat San Jose State. But we'll add them for 60. 6/10 of a nugget? I don't know what cents and nuggets convert to, but yeah, we'll add them.
60 crumbs. We'll go with crumbs.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, so we'll throw that in there on the run sheet. definitely want to make sure you get every single crumb that you possibly can. And, that's a strategy, right? If you, again, not financial advice here, but especially on a small slate like this, you look at a couple money lines you like, parlay them together. And instead of not, it just increases your payout odds. And Mitch has a pretty, almost as close to a guarantee as you can in the football gambling world with that last pick. Garrett, go ahead and take us through your 4 picks for this week.
For sure. I love it. I'm with Mitch on my first one, Ohio money line. I put 40 Nuggies on that to win the 44-8. We're both matched on that one. Look, at the end of the day, San Diego State doesn't know what conference they want to play in, so they're not going to be able to know how to play football either. I'm just going to go with that one. At least not week 1. They're not ready. They're just not ready. So I'm going to go with that. My second one I picked was Vanderbilt versus Hawaii, and I'm going under the 55.5 points that they give them. Call me a contrarian. I just don't think either of these teams are very good at football. And so I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of points scored in this one. It could just be that they have bad defenses, but I think the bad offense and bad defense results in a lot of punts and just a whole lot of you overthrew a guy, you fumbled, stuff like that. So
they did combine for 73 on the island last year.
That's what I was going to say. Don't tell them the 63-10 score. Yeah.
No, we're gonna ignore that. That's fine for now. They're much worse this year. My last 2, I got USC versus San Jose State. I'm going over the 66.5 on that one. That feels pretty safe to me. I mean, USC could do that by themselves in this game, and that might be what they're counting on for this line. But I do like the over 66.5. Going to be loads of points in that one. But it does beg the question, if they score all these points on the Pac-12 network and no one's around to watch it, do I actually win my ledger pick? So there's that question too. And then
I don't know that we'll be able to confirm if you win.
I don't know if we'll confirm. Got to see if there's a highlight somewhere. Yeah, for sure. And then my fourth one, I'm going Notre Dame minus 20.5 versus Navy. I don't think this is going to be a very competitive game. It'll be a lot of fun to watch on the front end. It'll be, first game back. Everyone's going to be excited, and we're going to forget to actually watch the outcome of the game, which is that Notre Dame and their pretty stout defense is going to hold Navy down, breaking in a new offense. And then it's just, can Notre Dame get to 21, 24, 30 points even to cover this one? I think they'll be just fine. So that's mine. Total possible profit on this one, 99.35. So hoping that things go well this week.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention for Mitch, it is 84.81. I'll go ahead and run through my 4 picks real quick. I've got UTEP -1 taking on Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State in their first game at the FCS level. I think the jitters and nerves get to them a little bit, and maybe UTEP is just more of a complete team at this moment. So give me UTEP -1. I'm putting 30 Nuggies on that one to win 27-27. All 3 of us are in on the Ohio money line, so it's either going to be a really happy game or a really sad game for all 3 of us. I'm in at 30 Nuggies. You guys are in at 40 apiece. I'll dial that back a little bit and go to 30 for 33.60 in profit. I like the Aggies as well. I'm in on the spread rather than the money line, -6.5. I really don't think UMass is a good team, and New Mexico State quietly put together a really solid season last year. So I don't think they covering by a touchdown should be too much of a problem at home for the Aggies. So I've got them at 30 Nuggies to win 27-27 as well. And then lastly, I'm playing the money line game just a little bit. With my last 10 Nuggies, I am putting together a little bit of a parlay here, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think it has a good chance of hitting New Mexico State money line, Vandy -17.5, and I'm actually going to go against you, Garrett, on this last one. I'm going Navy +20.5. So Navy has covered the spread against Notre Dame in 3 of the last 5, I believe, matchups between the 2 programs, and I'm excited to see what they do with their new offense, apparently opening it up a little bit. So first game jitters in there as well for both teams. I'm going to lean into the big line and take Navy plus the 20.5 points. Putting 10 Nuggies, caught myself, 10 Nuggies on that parlay to win 40-20. So guys, that's the ledger for week 0. Obviously a smaller slate, but stay tuned throughout the week and throughout the season as we jump into a full slate next week and we follow along to see who takes home the crown, who can get the most Nuggies by the end of the season. Stay tuned here and make sure you're subscribed on the podcast feed and on the YouTube for all this good content. See you guys next time.
Gracious, yeah.